Strengthening intellectual property protection. The impact of importer security filing. Importer security filing, ISF, contributes significantly to intellectual property enforcement efforts by enabling customs authorities to detect and seize counterfeit or infringing goods at ports of entry. ISF provides customs authorities with advance information about incoming shipments, allowing them to conduct targeted inspections and identify suspicious goods that may infringe intellectual property rights. Customs officials use ISF data to identify shipments containing goods that potentially violate intellectual property rights, including trademarks, patents, and copyrights. ISF facilitates risk assessment by customs authorities, enabling them to prioritize inspections based on the likelihood of encountering counterfeit or infringing goods. ISF encourages collaboration between customs authorities and rights holders, who can provide valuable information and assistance in identifying counterfeit products and enforcing intellectual property rights. ISF data helps customs officials detect counterfeit goods by cross-referencing information provided by importers with databases of known trademarks, patents, and copyrights. Customs authorities can seize shipments containing counterfeit or infringing goods based on ISF data, leading to enforcement actions such as detention, forfeiture, and legal proceedings against infringers. Importers filing ISF are responsible for the accuracy of the information provided, including the declaration of intellectual property rights, and may face penalties for importing counterfeit goods. ISF enables customs authorities to verify the authenticity of imported goods by cross-referencing information provided in the filing with product specifications and authentication measures. Customs authorities may notify rights holders when shipments containing potentially infringing goods are identified based on ISF data, enabling them to take further action to protect their intellectual property rights. ISF data can be analyzed to identify patterns and trends in counterfeit trade, enabling customs authorities to develop strategies for more effective intellectual property enforcement. ISF data can serve as evidence in legal proceedings against infringers, providing documentation of the importation of counterfeit goods and supporting rights holders' claims of intellectual property infringement. The threat of ISF scrutiny and potential enforcement actions deters importers from attempting to import counterfeit or infringing goods, contributing to overall intellectual property protection efforts. Customs authorities may provide training and capacity building programs to enhance offices' ability to detect counterfeit goods based on ISF data and improve intellectual property enforcement outcomes. ISF fosters international cooperation in intellectual property enforcement, as customs authorities exchange information and coordinate enforcement efforts to combat global counterfeiting networks. Importers can leverage technology solutions to enhance ISF compliance and improve the accuracy of intellectual property declarations, reducing the risk of importing counterfeit goods. Importers can implement risk mitigation strategies such as conducting due diligence on suppliers and conducting product inspections to minimize the risk of importing counterfeit or infringing goods. ISF data can be used to raise public awareness about the dangers of counterfeit goods and the importance of intellectual property protection, fostering a culture of respect for intellectual property rights. Customs authorities may conduct compliance verification audits to ensure that importers are accurately declaring intellectual property rights in their ISF filings and taking appropriate measures to prevent the importation of counterfeit goods. ISF data can inform efforts to enhance the legal framework for intellectual property enforcement, including the development of new legislation or regulations aimed at combating counterfeiting and piracy. Importer security filing processes are continuously refined and improved to enhance intellectual property enforcement outcomes, with stakeholders collaborating to identify and implement best practices. Public-private partnerships play a crucial role in intellectual property enforcement, with governments, rights holders, and industry associations working together to develop and implement strategies to combat counterfeiting and piracy. Collaboration within industries affected by counterfeiting, such as pharmaceuticals, fashion, and electronics, is essential for sharing information and best practices and developing industry-specific approaches to intellectual property protection. Training and capacity building initiatives for customs officials, importers, and rights holders are essential for enhancing intellectual property enforcement capabilities and ensuring effective implementation of ISF requirements. Importer security filing, ISF, plays a crucial role in intellectual property enforcement by providing customs authorities with advance information to detect and seize counterfeit or infringing goods. By ensuring accurate and timely ISF filings, importers contribute to overall efforts to protect intellectual property rights and combat counterfeiting. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more insightful content on customs brokerage services and international trade practices.